किशोर गाठिया माला तेर माला देबो दो हर गले गाठिया माला तेर माला देबो दो हर गले आधरे तुलिया दिबो कर्पूर तांबूले आधरे तुलिया दिबो कर्पूर तांबूले राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोर राधा कृष्ण जुगल किशोर ललिता विशाखादि जतु सखी वृंदा ललिता विशाखादि जतु सखी वृंदा आज्ञायो करिबो सेवा चरणारविंदा आज्ञायो करिबो सेवा चरणारविंदा राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोर राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोर श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दासरनुदासा श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दासरनुदासा सेवाभिलाष करे नरोत्तम दासा सेवाभिलाष करे नरोत्तम दासा राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोर राधा कृष्ण प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोर हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. जय जय श्री राधा नील माधव की जय, हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय, जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, जय गुरु महाराज की जय.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Bolo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Bolo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Bola Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Bolo Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Bola Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhaktarinda.
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Gaur Bhaktarinda, Gaur Bhaktarinda.
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Gaur Bhaktarinda, Gaur Bhaktarinda.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Bolo
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Bolo Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya, Gaur Bhakta Vinda.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Gaura Bhakta Vinda, Gaura Bhakta Vinda.
Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Gaura Bhakta Vinda, Gaura Bhakta Vinda.
Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, 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 Hare Hare.
Shri Radha Nila Madhava ki
Jai.
Shri Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya, Gaura Bhakta Vinda.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Gaura Bhakta Vinda, Gaura Bhakta Vinda.
Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Gaura Bhakta Vinda, Gaur Bhakta Vinda.
Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Nitai Gaur
Hare.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaur Premanande ki
Jai.
Jai, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. So today we're going to hear from the Bhagavad Gita as it is, by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada has written Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 13. And, one second, chapter 13, text number 8 to 12. So, you can repeat after me. Humility, pridelessness, nonviolence, tolerance, simplicity, approaching a bona fide spiritual master, cleanliness, steadiness, self-control, renunciation of the objects of sense gratification, absence of false ego, the perception of the evil of birth, death, old age, and disease, freedom from entanglement with children, wife, home, and the rest, even-mindedness amid pleasant and unpleasant events, constant and unalloyed devotion to Krishna, aspiring to live in a solitary place, detachment from the general mass of people, accepting the importance of self-realization, and philosophical search for the absolute truth. All these I declare to be knowledge, and besides this, whatever there may be is ignorance. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. The process of knowledge is sometimes misunderstood by less intelligent men as being the interaction of the field of activity. But actually, this is the real process of knowledge. If one accepts this process, then the possibility of approaching the absolute truth exists. This is not the interaction of the 24 elements as described before. This is actually the means to get out of the entanglement of those elements. The embodied soul is entrapped by the body, which is a casing made of the 24 elements, and the process of knowledge is described here as the means to get out of it. Of all the descriptions of the process of knowledge, the most important point is described in the first line of the 11th verse. Mai chananya yogena bhaktir avya bicharini. The process of knowledge terminates in unalloyed devotional service to the Lord. So, if one does not approach or is not able to approach the transcendental service of the Lord, then the other 19 items are of no particular value. But if one takes to devotional service in full Krishna consciousness, the other 19 items automatically develop within him. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 5:18-12, Yasyasti Bhaktir Bhagavat Akinchana Sarvar Gunais Tatra Samasate Sura. All the good qualities of knowledge develop in one who has attained the stage of devotional service. The principle of accepting a spiritual master as mentioned in the 8th verse, is essential. Even for one who takes to devotional service, it is most important. Transcendental life begins when one accepts a bona fide spiritual master. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, clearly states here that this process of knowledge is the actual path. Anything speculated beyond this is nonsense. As for the knowledge outlined here, the items may be analyzed as follows. Humility means that one should not be anxious to have the satisfaction of being honored by others. The material conception of life makes us very eager to receive honor from others. But from the point of view of a man in perfect knowledge who knows that he is not this body, anything honor or dishonor pertaining to his body is useless. One should not be hankering after this material deception. People are very anxious to be famous for their religion, and consequently, sometimes it is found that without understanding the principles of religion, one enters into some group which is not actually following religious principles, and then wants to advertise himself as a religious mentor. As for actual advancement in spiritual science, one should have a test to see how far he is progressing. He can judge from these items. Nonviolence is generally taken as to mean not killing or destroying the body, but actually nonviolence means not to put others into distress. Point 1. People who in general are trapped by ignorance in the material conception of life, and they perpetually suffer material pains. So unless one elevates people to spiritual knowledge, one is practicing violence. One should try his best to distribute real knowledge to the people so that they may become enlightened and leave this material entanglement. That is nonviolence. Tolerance means that one should be practiced to bear insult and dishonor from others. If one is engaged in the advancement of spiritual knowledge, there will be so many insults and much dishonor from others. This is expected because material nature is so constituted. Even a boy like Prahlada, who, only 5 years old, was engaged in the cultivation of spiritual knowledge, was endangered when his father became antagonistic to his devotion. The father tried to kill him in so many ways, but Prahlada tolerated him. So there may be many impediments to making advancement in spiritual knowledge, but we should be tolerant and continue our progress with determination. Simplicity means that without diplomacy, one should be so straightforward that he can disclose the real truth even to an enemy. As for acceptance of the spiritual master, that is essential, because without the instruction of a bona fide spiritual master, one cannot progress in the spiritual science. One should approach the spiritual master with all humility and offer him all services so that he will be pleased to bestow his blessings upon the disciple. Because a bona fide spiritual master is a representative of Krishna. If he bestows any blessings upon his disciple, that will make the disciple immediately advanced without the disciples following the regulative principles, or the regulative principles will be easier for one who has served the spiritual master without reservation. Cleanliness is essential for making advancement in spiritual life. There are two kinds of cleanliness, external and internal. The external cleanliness means taking a bath, but for internal cleanliness, one has to think of Krishna always and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This process cleanses the accumulated dust of past karma from the mind. So if you want to know how to get rid of your bad karma, you chant Hare Krishna. Steadiness means that one should be very determined to make progress in spiritual life. Without such determination, one cannot make tangible progress. And self-control means that one should not accept anything which is detrimental to the path of spiritual progress. One should become accustomed to this and reject anything which is against the path of spiritual progress. This is real renunciation. The senses are so strong that they are always anxious to have sense gratification. One should not cater to these demands, which are not necessary. The senses should only be gratified to keep the body fit so that one can discharge his duty in advancing in spiritual life. The most important and uncontrollable sense is the tongue. If one can control the tongue, then there is every possibility of controlling the other senses. The function of the tongue is to taste and to vibrate, meaning talk. Therefore, by systematic regulation, the tongue should always be engaged in tasting the remnants of foodstuffs, meaning prasadam, offered to Krishna, and chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. As far as the eyes are concerned, they should not be allowed to see anything but the beautiful form of Krishna. That will control the eyes. Similarly, the ears should be engaged in hearing about Krishna, and the nose in smelling the flowers offered to Krishna. This is the process of devotional service, and it is understood here that Bhagavad Gita is simply expounding the science of devotional service. Devotional service is the main and sole objective. Unintelligent commentators on the Bhagavad Gita try to divert the mind of the reader to other subjects. But there is no other subject in Bhagavad Gita than devotional service. False ego means accepting the body as oneself. When one understands that he is not his body and his spirit soul, he comes to his real ego. Ego is there. False ego is condemned, but not real ego. In the Vedic literature, Brihad Arandakya Upanishad 1.4.10, it is said, Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman, I am spirit. This I am, the sense of self, also exists in the liberated stage of self-realization. This sense of I am is ego, but when the sense of I am is applied to this false body, it is false ego. When the sense of self is applied to reality, that is real ego. There are some philosophers who say we should give up our ego, but we cannot give up our ego because ego means identity. We ought, of course, to give up the false identification with the body. One should try to understand the distress of accepting birth, death, old age, and disease. There are descriptions in various Vedic literatures of birth. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, the world of the unborn, the child's state in the womb of the mother is suffering, etc., are all very graphically described. It should be thoroughly understood that birth is distressful because we forget how much distress we have suffered within the womb of the mother. Because we forget how much distress we have suffered within the womb of the mother, we do not take any solution to the repetition of birth and death. Similarly, at the time of death, there are all kinds of sufferings, and they are also mentioned in the authoritative scriptures. These should be discussed. And as far as disease and old age are concerned, everyone gets practical experience. No one wants to be diseased, and no one wants to become old. But there is no avoiding them. Unless we have a pessimistic view of this material life, considering the distresses of birth, death, old age, and disease, there is no impetus for our making advancement in spiritual life. That's a very important statement. As for detachment from children, wife, and home, it is not meant that one should have no feeling on morning and evening and chant together, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If one can mold his family life in this way to develop Krishna consciousness following these four principles, then there is no need to change from family life to renounced life. But if it is not congenial, not favorable for spiritual advancement, then family life should be abandoned. One must sacrifice everything to realize or serve Krishna, just as Arjuna did. Arjuna did not want to kill his family members, but when he understood that these family members were impediments to his Krishna realization, he accepted the instructions of Krishna and fought and killed them. In all cases, one should be detached from the happiness and distress of family life, because in this world one can never be fully happy or fully miserable. Happiness and distress are concomitant factors of material life. One should learn to tolerate, as advised in Bhagavad Gita. One can never restrict the coming and going of happiness and distress. So, one should be detached from the materialistic way of life and be automatically equipoised in both cases. Generally, when we get something desirable, we are very happy. And when we get something undesirable, we are distressed. But if we are actually in the spiritual position, these things will not agitate us. To reach that stage, we have to practice unbreakable devotional service. Devotional service to Krishna without deviation means engaging oneself in the 9 processes of devotional service: chanting, hearing, worshiping, offering respect, etc., as described in the last verse of the 9th chapter. That process should be followed. Let's take a look at that. 9th chapter. Where is that? 9th chapter. Yeah. Last verse. 9th chapter. Chapter 9. 1 second. I am looking for this. Chapter 9. Yeah. Okay, chapter 9, last verse, it says, It says what? What does it say? It is to learn from a bona fide spiritual teacher. What is the favorable cultivation? It is to learn from a bona fide spiritual teacher. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and we have several times explained that his body is not material, but eternal, blissful knowledge. This kind of talk about Krishna will help one become a devotee. Understanding Krishna otherwise, from the wrong source, will prove fruitless. One should therefore engage his mind in the eternal form, the primal form of Krishna, with conviction in his heart that Krishna is the Supreme. he should engage himself in worship. There are hundreds and thousands of temples in India for the worship of Krishna, and devotional service is practiced there. When such practice is made, one has to offer obeisances to Krishna. One should lower his head before the deity and engage his mind, his body, his activities, everything that will make one fully absorbed in Krishna without deviation. This will help one transfer to the Krishna Loka. One should not be deviated by unscrupulous commentators. One must engage in the 9 different processes of devotional service, beginning with hearing and chanting about Krishna. Pure devotional service is the highest achievement of human society. The 7th and 8th chapters of Bhagavad Gita have explained pure devotional service to the Lord that is free from speculative knowledge, mystic yoga, and fruitive activities. Those who are not purely sanctified may be attracted by different features of the Lord, like the impersonal Brahmajyoti and localized Paramatma. But a pure devotee directly takes to the service of the Supreme Lord. There's a beautiful poem about Krishna in which it is clearly stated that any person who is engaged in the worship of demigods is most unintelligent and cannot achieve at any time the supreme award of Krishna. The devotee in the beginning may sometimes fall from the standard, but still he should be considered superior to all other philosophers and yogis. One who always engages in Krishna consciousness should be understood to be a perfectly saintly person. His accidental, non-devotional activities will diminish, and he will soon be situated, without any doubt, in complete perfection. The pure devotee has no actual chance to fall down, because the Supreme Godhead personally takes care of his pure devotees. Therefore, the intelligent person should take directly to the process of Krishna consciousness and happily live in this material world. He will eventually receive the supreme award of Krishna, which is to go back to Godhead. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, are there any questions, comments? So our takeaway for today is the pure devotee need not worry about material what? Anyway, material necessities. Everything will be provided by the Supreme Lord, Krishna. That's a very nice statement. So we shouldn't be worried about material needs. Everything will be provided by the Supreme Lord Krishna. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's not a good way of looking at things. If you have love for Krishna, you don't need pain to love Krishna. More of what? It's what? A what?
It's like transactional. It's a give and take. That kind of relationship is what I feel rather than the love, the real love desire. So how do you develop the love?
Well, you develop love by always remembering your what's called all the good things that Krishna has given you. He's given you a good body, given you a good family, given you a good temple. You have so many good things to be happy about, right? If you forget all this, then you become, let's say, a person who doesn't understand all the blessings that you have. You have many blessings, right? You know how much.
With those blessings, you remember Krishna. Not what pain you have gone through that moment and how intensely you can pray Krishna that moment. Rather, always every day you count the blessings we share based on that you.
Yes, yes. And you have many blessings, right? You have a good husband, you have a good family, you have a good body, you have good education, so many things. You have peace. You're not living in the middle of a war zone. There's no war going on here. So, yeah, you have a nice car, all these nice things, right? So many what? Yes, yeah. So we should use all those things in the service of Krishna. We shouldn't use them for sense gratification. If you use those things for sense gratification, then you're going to have a lot of trouble. But if you only use these things, cars and house and this thing, that thing, for Krishna, then you're not going to have any problems. And Krishna will give you more and more nice things so that you can make more spiritual advancement and so that you can help others make spiritual advancement. See? So we're very fortunate. As long as we don't engage in illicit activities, but we engage in devotional service, then Krishna will help us in every way. See? So you don't have cancer, you don't have, let's say, so many different things that could go wrong in your life. So you're very fortunate, and you have a good family and good children. So you should always pray to Krishna and thank him for being so kind to you. Right? So, yeah. Go ahead.
So why did Kunti ask Krishna to give her, to bless her with problems? Because otherwise she won't remember.
You can continue like that without any, let's say, obstacles. Right? The day that we stop following Krishna consciousness, all our problems will come back again. Right now, you have any problems? Huh? What?
There is some problem in my family going on, but there is problem. It's not like.
Your family? Not here, but in India. Yeah, but that's because they're in India. And they're not following strictly Krishna consciousness. Yeah. And they're not listening to you. I hope, yeah. But you see, that's because they're not serious.
They have told me like you did good that like at some point you have decided to get into Krishna consciousness, and we wish we would have done that earlier as well.
It's never too late.
Yeah, I asked them like told them like you sincerely chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Even the one that you start from there. Start from one.
You mean to say none of your family members are chanting Hare Krishna? There must be.
My mother does.
All right.
But my other two sisters, they are not doing it. But like now they have accepted it. Like we will also start chanting. So slowly Krishna is definitely.
And your mother is chanting?
Yes.
Yeah. You see, you have to be patient.
She does chanting and Bhagavatam also she reads.
Yeah.
Prabhupada's Oriya translated
Yeah. Yeah.
series every day and Bhagavad Gita as well.
Excellent. You see? You have to be patient. Rome was not built in one day. So you be very patient, but you have to strictly follow yourself. Then people will trust you because you're strictly following yourself. But see, if one day they see you're following, next day they see you're not following, then they won't believe you. But they see you day after day, year after year, you're following. That means they know you are a sincere devotee. Right? And that makes a big, let's say, a big impression on people. People are always watching devotees. They want to see something wrong. Loopholes. What's something wrong? But if there's nothing wrong, then they have to say, okay, well, if you can't beat them, you have to follow them. So always chant Hare Krishna and be happy and peaceful. That's what happens when you're Krishna conscious. You'll become very peaceful. You won't have any serious worries. All around you, you'll see many worries of people, but you will not be affected by it. Why? Because Krishna is protecting you. You have to understand that. There's so many people in this world that are unnecessarily suffering because they don't want to surrender to Krishna. Okay, fine. But you don't have to be like that. You can surrender completely to Krishna and still function in society and also be a good example for all the people that are suffering. And one day, they'll come to you one by one. They say, what's your secret? Why are you so happy all the time? And you can tell them, I chant Hare Krishna. And you should chant Hare Krishna also. Then your problems will go away. Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna Maha Mantra Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Take this thing off. Give this to Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna. Hare. What will we read?
I also have another question. Like the subtle body,
The subtle body, okay, go ahead.
so destruction of the subtle body is liberation. Is that correct?
No. The purification of the subtle body. So you have the gross body and you have the subtle body. So when you purify the gross body, your subtle body can still remain contaminated. So if you purify the gross body and then you purify the subtle body, now you become liberated. The subtle body is full of all kinds of desires and things that you did in the past, things that you want to do in the future, relationships that you had, some of all mixed up things like this. So when you purify all that in the subtle body, and of course your gross body should only be engaged in Krishna consciousness, and now your subtle body has become purified of all nonsense.